Hi and welcome to Forever Hairstyles. Today we're going to do a really cute knotted braids, about 3 of them, with some hair on the sides. And I found these little skeleton, glow-in-dark skeletons beads. And I'm going to show you how to put it in for the Halloween season. Since it's October, I thought this would be a really neat style to do for anybody. Now you don't have to do skeletons. There are bats, witches' hats. I mean, if you go online, you can look at so many different beads for the holidays. And this is for any holiday, and since it's October, I decided to do the little skeletons. So we'll just do that. Now, I try to make 3 knotted braids all the way down, and then have something a little longer to bead some more of the skeletons. So I initially start with the first row, and what I do is I part it out away and kind of bring it all back here and into the side like that. And then I start with the two strands, because it's going to be knotted, so you just part it in the middle and then you knot it. Now you can do it either way, over and under or under and over. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure when you're grabbing from the bottom, you're not grabbing anything from this bottom. Just try to make it as even as possible. Sometimes it's a little hard. So, and then if you have bangs, you know, obviously that's going to fall out. You can leave a little bit more bangs if you want to fall out. That's totally up to you. This is great for little girls' hairstyle for like Halloween, if you're trick-or-treating and you want to do something a little different for the Halloween spirit. This is a great way to do it. So, and I'm just doing the knotted braid, kind of like the knotted French braid, I like to call it. And there's many ways you could do it. I prefer this way, where you just take the 2 strands and then you tie it and then tie it like that. I know there's other ways you could do it this style, but I prefer it this way. It's a little easier and easier to handle. So. And then when you get down to the bottom, I like to tie 2 or 3 times on the bottom and then pin it. And then, you know, pin it up so it's out of the way. And I usually use bobby pins. I try to do bobby pins that are the hair color of the hair that it's being done on. So now I'm going to show you the front here. And I'm leaving some of this out because I'll show you later how we're going to bead some of those skeletons in here. And you can leave it on one side. So really the hairstyle is now kind of starting to look like this. And then the front, and don't mind the markers, my daughter did that, but anyway. And then the front is something like that. So now we're going to do the second one. And again, I like to kind of part it so I know what line I'm doing. So I kind of part it down and then kind of brush it over. It's easier to do it that way, but you don't have to. Just totally up to what you want to do. So now this section might be a little skinnier than this section here. So if you want, before you do this section on top, you can kind of make it angle so you have a little bit more hair than what I have here, but you don't have to. And again, you take 2 sections parted, and then you take the sections underneath and, did that wrong. 2 parted, then knotted, then start doing the sections underneath. So and this doesn't have to be extremely perfect. The nice thing about the knotting hair is you can kind of start over without have to really ruin the hair or be frustrated. I mean, this is a simple way of braiding hair in a unique way. So, and you could French braid it traditionally. I prefer the knotted braid a little bit sometimes because it's something a little different than the French braid. Just because I know we're always looking for something a little different all the time and not the same old, same old. So. And you're probably thinking, okay, so after the night is done, how am I going to take these out? It's pretty simple. Sometimes you might have to use a little conditioner just to ease up on the knots, but they're pretty simple. And I try to get all the braids into one like little bun, so you kind of loop it around if you want to. So, and now the last part. Now the last part, I want to make sure everything will go to the side. So, and this is going to be a smaller knot braid because obviously you're not having that much hair. So, and I'm just grabbing, when I'm grabbing underneath, I'm grabbing 2 strands and then tying them. Kind of like tying knots and stuff. So. And like, you know what, see, you screw up, sometimes you just have to redo it to a little. And this is a lot easier. Like French braiding, you got 3 strands, and if you screw up, a lot of times you have to almost start from the beginning, most of the time, or at least I end up doing that, so I try not to screw up. This, you know, if you do, you just redo it. So. And if you don't know how to French braid, this is a great way of doing something a little different. I know some people can do French braids on their own hair or to other people, you know. And I wouldn't do this style when the hair's wet, mostly dry, or at least 90% dry. You know, at least blow dry it, or you know, if it's something you do in the morning. So, anyway. Okay, so we got all 3 of the braids braided, and this is all kind of in a bun like deal. And then we have bangs, and then we have these extra hair. Now, if you don't want a lot of hair on the side, you don't want a lot of hair on the side, you don't have to. I'm going to show you here. This mannequin obviously have some bangs here, so if you do have bangs, you can leave it like that. You can have do 2 or 3 strands of the beads. I bought a bead strainer, you know, where you take the beads. I'll show you here. And this is so simple and easy, and makes the hair a little different than most, you know. And you want to take the hair, and you don't want to go all the way up here because it's going to be hard to pull the hair. I like to just have maybe 3 to 4 inches on the bottom, and then you push, and then you start pushing the hair onto the hair, or pushing the beads onto the hair, not the hair onto the hair. That doesn't make sense, but, and then you just kind of pull it through. So, and the thicker the hair, the more they're going to stay. So if you have a really thick strand, it's really going to be hard to pull them through, but they're going to stay there. And sometimes you don't even have to actually tie the hair. The thinner, it's going to be really loose. So the thinner the strand, it's going to make it loose. The thicker the strand, you can, and you know, you can make it however you want and go from there. Now, if you don't want to do a lot of hair, you can even make this knotted. Knot here. And then if you want to entwine with this and braid it, I mean, you could do so many different things if you want, but I'm going to leave this down. And I'm going to kind of just knot this hair a little and just kind of make the style all knotted. And knotting your hair definitely will make it, you definitely will have to use kind of some kind of conditioner to probably take it out. Not necessarily, it depends on your hair type. Some people it does and some people it doesn't. Okay, so I kind of made a little braid here and then leave this there. Then to make the more more of the beads, I take the beads and put the bobby pins right through the hole here. And so, you know, you take a bobby pin and there's a hole on top, and your bobby pin has a short side and a long side, so you want the short sides towards the face and the long side and towards the back. And then you can place them anywhere you want. I like to do it kind of in the braids. You don't have to. You can kind of make it however you want, you know, play with the ideal of what you want to do. And these glow in the dark, so if you are like trick-or-treating, definitely put some light on these before you go out. And it's really a cool effect. In fact, I will have pictures on the website of foreverhairstyles.com, and it will show what we have. So, but anyway, this is a neat little, something a little different. In fact, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to take here. This is, the little skull. You put the small end in front, and you can even put them in front and all the way around. You know, and have a little, and you can have some on the side. However you want to do it. I mean, this is just fun and funky, and it's just a neat little hairstyle. It really is. And it's fun, you know, just for the holiday spirit. You have little skulls in your hair, and you don't have to have skulls. I've seen glow in dark bats. I've seen witches' hats. I've seen, you know, pumpkins. You know, going online, you'll see almost everything. And if they don't have it this year, chances are they'll have it next year. But anyway, there's the little 3 knotted braids with skulls, and there you have it.